I was actually going to talk about the Mariners. Do you have anything else besides
Nope.
to roll into that? Okay.
Nope. Besides the Yankees.
Yeah, I do have the Yankees.
Historic low. What the heck happened to them?
Not going well.
No.
But talking about Julio. So what I was expecting a sophomore slump last year didn't quite happen, but it's definitely happening this year. He's hitting 247. He has 8 home runs, 30 RBIs, which isn't horrible, but he has over 100 strikeouts already.
Well, the whole team has over 100
So,
strikeouts.
what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just dropped 4 out of the last 6 in their homestand. They lost. The Astros are now. They were just
2
10.
games
They
behind.
like 2 weeks ago. They were 10 games out. Now they're 2. Astros have been obviously very good lately.
Yeah.
Pitching's fine. The bats are just where it's at. The bats are not figuring out. Julio in his last 15's 8 for 53 with 1 home run, batting 151.
So bad.
With slugging at 226. I love our announcers. I think our announcers for baseball are very good. I hate every time that he hit a home run on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the bat's heating up. He's coming. No, he's not. He's not going to heat up this year. We will be lucky if he can bat above 250. That's where I think is a successful bounce back in the second half. I don't know. I don't know because last year, I think it was 2 or 3, no, it might have been 4 years ago. Edgar left as a batting coach. Same way, and I think Ichiro's still there. I don't know if he's actually on payroll.
He's like an advisor. He doesn't really do it.
Ichiro and Edgar Martinez need to come back and teach everyone how to bat. Because our goal this offseason, like everyone said, besides 54%, was to cut down on strikeouts. And we have raised it. I don't know what the number is, but I can only imagine it's way up from last year. We need to, and we fired our batting coach, and we need to find another way to get hits. We need to find a new coach. Scott Servais has to do something about it. I loved watching the fact that Logan Gilbert got it, but he also, like Scott Servais, we're having a great season. You guys have been so good. I'm going, if you guys were all batting average for the MLB, we would
so
be
good.
we'd be the best team in baseball. But I think lowering Julio in the order to 7, I believe, is where he's at now, is very good. I think that hopefully will light a fire under him. To me, the only good players besides pitching, which I think the majority of every pitcher has been good.
Pitching's not the issue.
No, and I know Brian Woo's been kind of had a couple bad starts. Bryce Miller had a bad start. The bullpen's been pretty good. I know Santos has been.
He's coming back today.
He's been told to come back. He's been assigned, and I think that meant Hancock's down, which means Woo's probably going to come back by sometime this week. Pitching's been fine. Literally from starting to the bullpen, it's been fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm okay with it, except for Boehm or whatever his name is. I don't like him. The only batters that have been semi-decent this year, and I say semi very, very, very loosely, is Luke Raley, Ty France, and Josh Rojas. Mm-hmm. Ty France we kind of expected out of him because we know what he can do. Last year was a total slump for him. Luke Raley's obviously he's
doing what he did last
year.
Yeah,
he's an average ball player, and he's going to be an average ball player. That's what he is. He's very good at being what he needs to do. Mm. Josh Rojas, definitely a surprise. He's been a godsend. He's been super, super good for us. But the hitting, dude. I don't Mitch Garver can't hit the ball. Polanco needs to get dropped to the single A.
Dude, yeah.
It's incredible. And I wish at some point, and I know it's not the right thing to do, but hey, Mitch, you're on injuries reserve. Polanco, IR. Everyone, IR. We're bringing up some young guns just to try something new. And I get that, you're leading the division, Kellen, you can't try something new. Well, hey, we got to maintain the division. Yeah. So I don't know. It's brutal.
Talking about maintaining the division, I was listening to, I'm pretty sure it's the Marine Layer podcast.
Yeah.
They were talking about how we're actually we're going to be, if we keep playing this bad, in the same position as we were last year. Not really good enough to make moves, but not bad enough to trade people away. So we're putting ourselves in the same situation where, last year, that Paul Sewald trade, pretty decent. But honestly, if we were competing, we would not have made that trade.
No.
It'd have been a different trade.
Yeah, so, I agree. That's been the big question.
What's going to happen? Are we going to...
It's going to be prospects of anyone. No one on our team is going to get traded, I don't think. I think it's going to be prospects. Yeah. I genuinely think if you're going to make a move, Harry Ford's gone. Which is okay.
That he
played in the outfield.
Yes.
He played in left field to kind of show that he can still play other positions. And I also look at it and go, maybe that means we're calling him up? I don't know. Because he's not playing catcher.
I don't care.
That's what I'm saying, and that's where I am. And I just go, just give someone a chance. We just need people to put the ball in play, honestly. Like, we had 2 runners on with nobody out in the bottom of the 10th against the Blue Jays, and you can't slap a pop fly somewhere.
They're embarrassing, to be honest.
It's so bad. Ryan Bliss has been okay.
That's what I was going to just look at. So, yeah, he's been fine.
He's been fine. He should be playing every game. He should be playing every game over Polanco right now. Polanco,
228, so nothing crazy.
Polanco's a great defender, but he's not worth the bat. He just isn't. The Mariners have to make a move. And I agree with you because I think we are going to be in that same position. It's like, does Stanton want to actually increase the payroll? I don't know. But I also don't think you have the opportunity to be like, okay, Polanco for Brent Rooker. That looks fine. We'll do that. The A's are dumb, but they're not that dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
and what's our average as a team now?
216.
That's inexcusable as a Major League Baseball. And how the heck we're in first place, we shouldn't be. We should be in third.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is if we were any like other organization, they actually might be willing to take a risk. But the Mariners have been dead set on 54%.
John Stanton
that they won't go outside and risk a season.
Yeah, and I think genuinely, I think if the Mariners don't make a move this year, I think you're going to see a big uproar because we went to a random Friday game and there was 44,000 people there. There are people showing up.
Them to win.
They want them to be good, and I think if you don't see a change in it in the next maybe week or two, especially by the end of this year, I think you'll start to see fans and stuff like sell the team, and they'll start boycotting it. And I think it'll get really intense.
Well, it's just frustrating because
it is.
You have a good enough decent team. The pitching is literally the best pitching staff in the league,
probably in the last decade.
Bullpen probably top 5.
So good, yeah, probably.
I mean, it's not great, but it's
top 10,
serviceable.
Yeah. It's
for sure.
It's very good. It's above average.
Okay, if Julio's good, just add 1 or 2 bats, that gives him lineup protection,
which is the biggest thing for him.
Pressure off of him.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the bigger things that people don't understand as an athlete is, especially being so young, he got called up when he was 20, I believe, 20 or 21. I'm pretty sure it was 20. And now he's 23.
Yeah.
The entire city touted him as the next Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. And he looked like it.
And that's the thing. But the thing, too, is like when Ken Griffey Jr. got called up, everyone was like, okay, this kid just got called up from the AA. He must be pretty good. But we're not really like, he's not the next Willie Mays. He's not the next, he's Ken Griffey Jr. And he just went up there with his swag, and obviously he was more confident than anyone, but he had just a poise to him where he was just like, I just want to play baseball. You know, and to me, I feel like Julio might feel more pressure going, I am, like the city's counting on me to win them a World Series. And I think that's harsh for him because he still is young. But I think that's also, unfortunately, the Mariners' fault.
Yeah. Because
they promoted him so heavily. Like, you look at, like I kept saying, and I know I can preach to the choir, Jared Kelenic is going to be, I don't know about going to be a better baseball player than
Julio. Now he is.
Right now he is. Yeah. But in their careers, Kelenic has a better line of success right now because there's no pressure on him.
Nope.
They have told him, hey, like when he was with the Mariners, it was like, hey, Julio and Jared, got to come through. It's your, he is going to be a good ball player because Acuna protects him. And it's not even that he protects him in the order. He protects him from the media, from the spotlight. Ronald Acuna Jr. has taken a hold of that, and he's like, yep, I can do this. Matt Olson, yep, I can do this. Austin Riley, yep, he's having a down year, but he can do it. All these guys on those teams, they have other stars. And they might not even be stars. Like, I don't even think Matt Stolson is a star. I think he's a very, 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 very good first baseman, but I don't think he's a star. You have to get people around Julio that are
have anybody
very good.
I love J.P. Crawford, but you cannot tell me that
he's not
a
good.
Star.
No, he's not even a top 10 shortstop. Like, in the most respectful way possible, he's probably not. Cal Raleigh is probably your next best player, and he's barely batting the Mendoza line, which for a catcher is like, hey, that's kind of normal nowadays, which is sad. But we know that he can hit, and it's interesting to me because you need protection around Julio, yes, for the batting purposes, but just as a player, you need to go get someone that has a little bit of a name to him. You know, that is, your Brent Rooker, Pete Alonso, who has been like, you have a little pressure on you. Perfect. Now we can split the pressure on Pete Alonso and Julio. But again, I agree with you. I don't think the Mariners make a big trade.
Yeah.
I think the Mariners will run this out until the year, and I think we're barely going to miss the wild card, and I think it's going to be a disappointing season. That's kind of where I think it's trending.
If that happens, there's going to be so many people.
There's going to be an outroar of sell the team for Stanton.
Yeah. And then Service and
Service,
Dipoto
if
are
they don't
both
make the
gone.
playoffs, Service. No, I don't think Depoto's gone. I genuinely like Dipoto. I think Depoto's done a very good job.
Well, he's not given any options.
That's his problem.
I mean,
I think if you put Dipoto on, and I obviously could be like, oh, you put him on the Yankees, I could be good general managing the Yankees.
yeah.
But you put him on a team that's like the Boston. Boston is willing to spend money. You put Dipoto on that team, they're World Series bound. That's I genuinely
he's made
think
solid moves.
most of his trades
So.
for us. I was reading a stat the other day, or actually it was on ESPN. I think it was about the draft. Oh gosh, what was our last GM's name? Not
the Brewers guy.
Yep, he was
I know who it
their
is.
head scout there, and then he came to
Yeah.
us. He's got a crazy last name that starts with like a K.
1 second.
Oh golly,
I
jeebers.
cannot think of who it is. I know who it is.
But anyway,
Zerd. Oh, it's with the Z, doesn't it?
It's either a Z or a KZ or something.
Jerry Dipoto. Zarenzik. Jack Zarenzik.
Jack
There,
Zarenzik.
Yes.
So Jack Zarenzik, I was reading about it. He drafted. He's a head scout. He was really good with the Brewers. Whatever. Supposedly, I don't really know. I didn't really follow him then. But drafted like Dustin Ackley, Justin Smoke, some guy named Scott, Alex Scott. I don't even, and he's on the Rays now. He's terrible. But there's like 10 or 5 different guys, whatever it was. Mike Zunino was in there. All misses. Mike Zunino is maybe your kind of hit. He was okay. Jerry Dipoto, every draft pick he has basically has been pitchers. They've all, I mean, like Hancock's the worst one. It's like, okay,
he's fine.
I'm okay with Hancock being the worst one. Jerry Depoto's done a good job. It's most of the trades he's made, obviously. Yes, the Polanco one, the Colton Wong one, a little off. Gino Suarez one was an amazing one for a year. Yes, did Jesse Winker not turn out? No. Mitch Haniger's been like the worst one probably in the past couple of years besides Polanco. But you had the one with, you got in Ryan Bliss, you brought in Josh Rojas. I think he's fine. I think Service needs to go because I think you just genuinely need a manager change after 10 years now or whatever he's been there.
It's been since like 2015.
He needs. It's just time. It's the nature of the beast. It's natural. It's just what it is. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
But I definitely believe that Service is gone if they don't win the playoffs. But I think if they miss the playoffs without adding and trying, there's going to be some serious issues out of the fans with.
And I understood it last year because we weren't good enough.
No, we didn't deserve to add.
Like it was fine.
Yeah.
But now, like you've supposedly had a decent offseason. It hasn't worked out. The Polanco trade didn't work. Garver signing didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you're all in, do something.
If this is supposedly your time to win the division and make a move, you have to go for it. And if I'm Dipoto, I'm just sitting in Stanton's office every day on the phone going, give me $20 million. Just 20. And I will make this team a world. I mean, this team is a World Series contender. Again, if Julio has to be your 5th or 6th best hitter, you're gonna be good. But I don't know. It's definitely tough. Yeah, it's very frustrating as a Mariners fan, especially when you see like Toronto come to town, and Toronto is obviously they're like a mediocre
they're on
team.
A slide. They're not even that good.
Yeah, they're not. That good.
They have good team, but they haven't been playing.
Yeah, they haven't played well. That's frustrating. Like Baltimore coming and winning 2 out of 3.
That's fine. I get it.
Baltimore is probably close to the World Series favorites. They are very, very, and they're going to be good for the next.
And I guarantee they will make a trade.
I think they'll add a starting pitcher, and I think the other thing that you look at them too is whether or not they keep Gunnar Henderson and Rutschman and blah 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 all the young kids they have. Right now, they look at it and go, "Hey, we got a shot. We're going to trade. We're going to make a World Series run." We might lose Gunnar in 2 years because we don't want to give him the big money because we aren't a big money team, and he might go to the Yankees or the Boston or the Dodgers or whatever. But hey, we're going to try right now. And the other nice thing too is I always feel like if you do win, sometimes players go, "Hey, I really like being here. We won. Mm-hmm. I want to take a hometown discount, and I want to stay here because I know the ownership wants it." It's like the Braves. Every Braves player I play probably makes $5 to $10 million less than they should.
Yeah,
and they're like, because we like being here and we're building a team.
We're actually good. So they're competitive every year. They're not just. They don't have teams like the Dodgers that can just defer all their money forever.
But yeah, I agree. I think it's a frustrating situation with them, but
yeah,
I think if we wait to the deadline, it's too late. I think we'll be out of first place by 3 or 4 games, and then that's where they're going to look at it and go, we might not be good enough. And it's like,
yeah. The one other thing I was going to talk about the Mariners,
besides the positive of the Yankees being terrible lately,
is the Cubs are not looking great. So I'm thinking that might open up the
Bellinger.
possibility to trade Bellinger.
Well, there's Bellinger and Ian Happ
Yeah.
was another
Honestly,
one.
either of those guys. But
Both.
yeah, seriously.
I agree. I don't think it'll happen just because, I mean, it's the Mariners. But, well, and the other one that was big was Seiya Suzuki.
Oh,
They were.
I
Why did
thought
I
I
see
did
this?
read
I
that.
saw it on TikTok or something where some guy was going, you can get rid of, the Cubs have so many outfield prospects.
Yeah.
You let Seiya Suzuki,
I just know he's number 27. But
he's 29. What's his stats
Yeah.
this year? Let's see. He's 255, 12 home runs. Like, he'd be fine. He would be our best player, which is so sad.
Yeah.
But you put him in. I know he's on a pretty good contract, and I think that's why they're saying, hey, you can get rid of him and still fill the hole.
yeah.
One, obviously he's from Japan. We have the Jap. We own the Jap. I mean, the Dodgers are trying to take it, but I still think the Mariners are probably the Japanese
If
team.
we had the Dodgers' money,
We'd own Japan.
Yeah.
We'd buy the island. But I think that you have so much history. I think people really like Ohtani, but I think if you go there, you might hear Ichiro's name more. And then you obviously had Iwakuma. You had who's the other pitcher that's now on Blue Jays?
oh, yeah. I can't think. Oh, number 8. Yusei Kikuchi.
Kikuchi, Kenji Jojima, Daeho Lee. Like, you've had a lot of really talented Japanese guys. So people are talking about him, but yes, I agree with you. Yeah, you're the closer. But yes, people are saying Ian Happ as well. Obviously, he's, I think, the same age, 29, and he's hitting, 241 with 13 home runs. I don't know what his contract is. I know they re-signed him. But
I mean, honestly, if it's somebody that's somewhat of a star, just to come over here and make a change. Like, sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
yeah, well,
And
Bellinger
maybe
as
we
well.
just need to change a lineup.
266, 9 home runs. Like, if you could just somehow trade for their entire outfield, you'd be really good.
Just do something different, because
Yes.
clearly whatever we're doing is not working.
No, I agree. And I think it's Nico Horner was another one that was
Yeah, I
on
think
the
he's a middle infielder.
Yeah, he is, and he's batting 246. They're all just average, but yeah, I mean, I just think you have to make it.
Average is a star on our team right now.
Yeah,
though.
literally. But no, I agree with you, and I think, again, you have to be willing to just say, hey, everyone's on the table. Hey, if they want to trade Ian Happ, Cody Bellinger for Cole Young and a low prospect, later.
Yeah.
We're trying. I'd rather the Mariners do that and then struggle for another 12 years, because somehow you have other teams like the Astros or whatever who bring in these really good players. Altuve, Bregman, whatever, they cheated and all, whatever. They have these talented players, and then they trade all their prospects to go get a Verlander, to go get a not JJ Redick, who was there? Josh Reddick.
Yeah.
Josh Reddick.
Garrett Cole.
You have, I mean, the list goes on. They've added quite a few players from it. And somehow they're able to still be able to sneak in a Kyle Tucker, a Carlos Correa was later. Now they have Pena, who's been pretty good. They even traded for White Abreu, who was not very good. But it was good for the 1 year. Did they?
Okay.
Yeah. But
still,
anyway, yeah, they still are somehow able to keep these, and that might be because they're like, okay, yeah, here's 5 of our 15 through 25 guys for Garrett Cole. It's like, okay, the Yankees or
the
Pirates
at that time.
Pirates look at it and go, hey, we're at least getting 5 prospects out of someone we're not going to re-sign.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that if I'm the Mariners. Just make it, at least fake it to make it. Make it look like you're trying to make a move. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
On the other hand, the Yankees suck right now, so that's pretty cool.
Yankees suck. They've been really, really bad.
Yeah, they're 3-7 their last 10, but other than that, Judge is
unreal.
I mean, I don't even know if he's arguably, like, he's the best player in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Ohtani not pitching, I think he is. I think if Ohtani pitches, then I agree with you.
In the American League right now, he's third in average.
He's everything.
308.
He's almost a
First
triple
in
crown.
home runs
Yeah, he's
and
almost a triple crown.
RBIs. So that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
There's a good chance he could win the Triple Crown this year.
Yeah, and he would be the first since Cabrera
in 2012 or 2013. It's one of the two.
Yeah, they've been really good.
The only problem is Stephen Kwan.
Yeah, I think Stephen Kwan will hit Earth a little bit, but I don't know if he'll get that far down. He's been 40
points.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a lot. No, I agree. I think it's definitely realistic. I don't think Judge is going to fall down. It's more if Kwan falls down, gets injured, or whatever happens. But I would say that no.
Yeah. Other than that, I just want trades to start happening.
I think you're still about a week away, but I agree. I think you're about a week away. because the trade deadline's the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think you're about a week away. But
yeah,
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Hopefully the Mariners make moves.
yeah. That's pretty much all I had, though. You got anything else?
That was pretty much it for baseball. The All-Star break is now. It's like right. Is it this weekend?
I think it's the 15th and 16th is the next week.
Next week. Okay,
Next
I was
week.
like, I know it's like really the break.
It's coming up.
The break is like Friday, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I was like, it's coming up. So that
Honestly,
happens, and then you get the trades.
It's a good time for the Mariners because
We need a break.
they need something.
We need a break. And honestly, I'd rather less All-Star people go there. Like, I'm super excited for Gilbert, but like, I want less people to go there to relax and learn how to hit a ball off a tee, I guess.
Seriously.
So anyway.
Thanks for watching the Kind of Athletic podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on all of our social medias, and we will see you next week.